Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about Hollywood Studios at Disney World Orlando, and I've done a couple other videos on this. It's basically just my review, my opinion. I'm definitely not being paid for this. Just for adults, basically, to go and have fun at Disney, and I have never been to Disney with children. I don't have children of my own, so if you're planning your honeymoon or you're like me and my husband and you just wanted to take a trip to Disney together, that's what this is kind of going to walk you guys through. Hollywood Studios is doing a lot of, renovations and refurbishments, and they're changing a lot of things, especially with the success of Star Wars, since Disney does own the Star Wars franchise now. There's a lot of new things being put in, and so, depending on when you guys go, I'm trying to keep the information as updated as I possibly can, but our vacation was in January 2016, so that's what my opinions will be based off of since I haven't been back since then. So I will link my other videos for you guys down below. I did do a lot of explanations and talking about the Fastpass system with the Magic Bands. I talked about the hotels and, just reservations and things like that. So I'll definitely link all of that for you guys down below if that's something that you're interested in watching. But if you're just interested in Hollywood Studios, we're going to get started talking about that. So in my other videos, I have explained the Fastpass system. What this does is just let you get on 3 rides with no waiting, which is, I think, really, really nice. I definitely suggest that you take advantage of it. So I just want to talk about some of the rides that I would recommend that you Fastpass. For us, it was a no-brainer. Our number one priority was the Aerosmith Rock and Roller Coaster. Oh my goodness, you guys, it is so, so, so fun. It is definitely a high thrill roller coaster. It's a launch. It's actually the only launch coaster that has not made me feel sick in my lifetime. Usually I avoid launch coasters, but for whatever reason, Disney just did it right, and it is fantastic. You ride, it goes really fast, and basically you're just riding through listening to Aerosmith really, really loud. It's like right here. And I do believe it does go upside down or almost goes upside down. So if you're not a very intense roller coaster ride person, I would recommend that you skip it. But if you do want to ride it, definitely get a fast pass for it. The lines are usually over an hour. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and do like a disclaimer here for the Tower of Terror. The Tower of Terror is terrifying. It definitely lives up to its name. I have ridden it once. I will never ride it again. I love thrill rides, but that ride, for whatever reason, that is a feeling that I never want to feel ever again. So if that is something that you want to do, get a fast pass for it. The line is usually pretty long, usually over an hour. So definitely get a fast pass for that if it's something that you want to do, but it is not for everyone, and I will never, ever take my behind on that ride ever again. So what I would recommend for your third or next Fast Pass would be for the Great Movie Ride. It is definitely not a thrill ride. You just ride in a little car and you go through scenes from all kinds of classic movies. So for me, I'm a huge fan of classic movies, Breakfast at Tiffany's, like that era. I also really like John Wayne Westerns. That comes from my mama. She's, taught me to really appreciate the classic things, how old Hollywood was, the original black and whites. That movie ride is just fantastic, and it will take you quite a bit to go through it, actually. It's a pretty lengthy ride, and the lines are moderate. I've seen the movie ride go up to like an hour, so if that's something that you want to ride, you should probably fast pass it. And then as far as a ride that I would recommend that you fast pass that I cannot give you a review on is the Toy Story Mania. I have never ridden it because the lines are so ridiculously long. When we were there in the off season, the line at the opening of the day was 80 minutes, and it just climbed from there. So I believe you have to pick between Toy Story and the Rock and Roller Coaster. So you might, choose one or the other depending on what you want to do. But I believe Toy Story Mania is like an arcade ride. But like I said, I cannot tell you guys anything about it because I have never ridden it. So that's just something I wanted to throw out there and mention. It would be totally up to you what you wanted to do with that information. But as far as the shows at Hollywood Studios, there are quite a few really good ones. The first one that I'll talk about is the Indiana Jones show. My husband like lost his mind watching the Indiana Jones show. He loved it. They do a lot of crowd participation. You have a chance to even like go and be a part of it, and it's just, I mean, it's really, really, really cool. There's a lot of stunts. They're acting out all this stuff from the Indiana Jones movies, and it's really, really cool. And I would recommend checking it out. They do have multiple showtimes, so you could fit it in your day somewhere. It was really cool. Another show that they have at Hollywood Studios is a Beauty and the Beast stage production. It's like a Broadway type production. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really, really great. The dancers were great. The singing was great. Definitely check that one out if Beauty and the Beast is something that you're interested in, like it was for me. And they also have a Little Mermaid show that is so cool. My best friend had told me about it for several years, and we were lucky enough to finally watch it together. Very, very cool. It's also like a Broadway style show. It's fantastic. You definitely have to check it out as well. So let's go ahead and talk about the nighttime show, Fantasmic. It is so, so cool, but definitely get into the theater. I'm not really sure what to call it, but get to the area where they have Fantasmic kind of early, because we did not, and we were lucky to find somewhere to sit. But it is like the perfect blend of live action versus like water lights. They show pictures like on the water, and it is so cool. I was like blown away by it, and it's pretty lengthy too. It lasted a fair amount of time, and you get to see a lot of characters, some like rare characters actually. It was really, really cool, and I definitely recommend that you guys stay and check it out if you're there. And the park just looks really cool at nighttime anyways, so definitely stay and check out Fantasmic. It was fantastic, at the risk of sounding cheesy. So as far as fireworks go, we did not do enough research on what was going on at Hollywood Studios that day, so we actually did not realize that they have just introduced a new fireworks show that is Star Wars themed. So we were not in the position to view the fireworks show, and fireworks just started going off, and we were like, oh, okay. So, definitely check your My Disney Experience app the day that you're in Hollywood Studios, or get, a guide map, or just ask a cast member, hey, are you guys doing the fireworks tonight? Because definitely, you want to check that out, especially if you're a fan of Star Wars. They're doing so much stuff for Star Wars. I'll go ahead and mention the Star Tours ride, just kind of jump back into the ride category a little bit. The Star Tours ride is fun. It's okay. I mean, we enjoyed it, but it's supposed to have different scenes and different ride experiences that you can go through, but we had the same one. So I'm not sure if it's like a peak season thing where they do multiple ones or what, but definitely check it out if you're a fan of Star Wars. My favorite thing about Hollywood Studios was actually not a ride. It was not the show. It was just, we'll call it an experience. It is just a display. If you are a fan of ABC's Once Upon a Time, Hollywood Studios is the place to go, because at Hollywood Studios, they have created the storefront and the store window display for Mr. Gold's Pawn Shop. And it is the coolest thing. Like, me and my best friend are huge fans of the show, and we just like lost our minds. There are so many props that you have seen in Once Upon a Time, from the start of it to now in season 5. Like, there is just so much stuff. It is so cool. We went back I think it was 3 times or maybe even 4 times to check it out in the day and at night. And there are lights in the window at night, so you can maybe see some different things that you maybe didn't see during the daytime. But oh my goodness, you guys, it is awesome. Definitely go check it out. I hope that they leave it there for a long time. But right now it's there, and it is so awesome. For any fan of Once Upon a Time, I would definitely recommend that you guys spend a while looking in the windows and checking it all out, because there are so many things to see that you'll recognize from the show, and it was it just made the whole experience for me. So let's talk about food. We didn't eat a whole lot of food at Hollywood Studios because, as I've mentioned in my other videos, we did take in snacks. But we did eat at the Backlot Express Cafe, and It was really good. It's like burgers. I think they had some salads maybe or some sandwiches, but we got some burgers and we also got some fries that were like Parmesan garlic fries, and they were really good. The prices were, decent. I have heard that the 50s Cafe is a lot of fun, and I've also heard that Starring Rolls Cafe is really good, but we just wanted to get through the experience and not really spend a whole lot of time, in a restaurant eating. So if you're wanting more of like a sit down experience, you might want to try like the Brown Derby. One of the restaurants where you can get reservations would, maybe be the way that you want to go. But for us, we only ate at the one place, so that's all I can tell you about that for Hollywood Studios, unfortunately. Um, but definitely go to Hollywood Studios because it's a really cool park. It's totally different. It feels completely different than any of the other Disney parks, and it gives you this sense of kind of like history, I guess, because they do focus so much on, movie making and like classic films. There's a lot of really cool photo ops if you're doing the photo pass. So, definitely check your app for where the Disney photographers are and get, as many pictures there as possible. And it definitely, as far as Star Wars fans, there are so many things there now for Star Wars, and they're actually going to expand into like a Star Wars land. I don't know exactly when that's happening, but within the next few years, they're going to be doing that as well. So, I really enjoyed my day there. They have a lot of variety of things for people of all ages to check out. So, if you guys like this video, definitely give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, definitely leave those for me down below. I love to talk about Disney, so, I would love to hear from you guys. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.